Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna play Sailing with Stands again. It's an updated version of the game. Chapter 1 of the game has been officially released instead of just a demo. Let's begin. Sailing with Stands. A Gravity Falls deigns him. The soft waves of the ocean are quiet tonight. Each cold lap a lullaby along the stand of war too. The stars are a twinkle of light and of difference amidst the same openness of the endless dark sea. The ship rocks gently as Stan Ford tidy up lazily around the deck, guided by the warm light from the cabin. Stan messes with the fishing line, while Ford pushes large nets into a bundle at the end of the deck. Fatigue wears on them, on their long day spent discovering and documenting the endless new anomalies beneath the ocean surface. That's the last of it. A yawn, the crack of a back, and a groan. Good, I'm hitting the hay. Together, the birds head into the cabin, downstairs, and into their shared quarters. Two beds flank the sides of the room, as well as two potholes that allow moonlight to steam inside. Stan pops into bed with a grateful groan and wraps himself in the warm blankets, the two of them finally free from the cold. Kind of missed the art on the first one because it looked like a pencil sketches. I do love the art. Oh, he has a back brace. I can't remember the back brace. I do like that. That looks like it. My back was killing me. I could tell. Actually, wait. Is it a back brace or is it life vest? I told you to use the proper lifting form. Focus the weight on your knees. I mean, legs, yeah. Legs, not your back. I know. You said it a million times. And did you listen? No. Ford raises a brow and smiles at him through the darkness. Sliding into his own bed, Stan chuckles. Yeah, totally. I do love the artwork. Ford leans over to the edge of his bed and pulls out a journal from underneath, sitting on his lap. Don't stay up too late. Ford adjusts his glasses and rests against the wall, drawing his knees up so his journal is right under the window. Moonlight pulls across the pages. I won't. Stan makes a knowing sound and blindly grabs the porthole cover on his side of the room. He shuts it. Night sixer. Good night, Stanley. Ah. As Stan softly soars, Ford chews on his pencil and stains his eyes against the pages. I do like that they did this. It looks just like the handwriting in the actual journal. He documents the day's events, kept awake by the excitement of remembering the anomalies they encountered. Still no Kraken, though. We'll find the Kraken. That Ford was looking forward to discovering the most. They hadn't had any luck fighting it in their first time at sea, but now, a couple years later, he hopes that that can change. Within a few months, they're already settled back into their old routine. The two of them, twins united, old wounds mended, and new memories on the horizon every day. When Ford finishes writing, he glances over at Stan's sleeping figure and smiles. He's grateful that Stan wanted to join him at sea again. He puts away his journal, shuts his window to plunge them into darkness, and drifts off to sleep. Crash! Wait. Stan falls out of bed with a shout wail. Stan falls out of the bed with a shout while Ford jumps to his feet. What in the world? The ship shakes violently. An obstacle? Ford froze on the lights and grabs onto the wall to keep himself upright, eyes wide. We shouldn't have hit anything, and it's not the engine. Violent splashes war outside, and Ford's breath catches. The brothers look at each other. Something's attacking us. The Kraken! Ford grabs a spear and runs out onto the deck. Stan scrambles after him. Yay, the Kraken! I do love the artwork. With a violent flush, water sprays in the air, and a tentacle smacks across the deck, swashing them 2 and 4. Through. Holy cow, Ford! Is that what I think it is? The large limp squeezes the ship, making it crack dangerously. Incredible. Its bioluminescence is just like it. Forget I asked. Watch out. A tentacle whips over them, forcing them to duck. Ford watches it with wide eyes. It's not big enough to be the Kraken. How do you know it's not the Kraken? Ford takes a spear and jabs the offending limb as he slides onto the wet deck. I already know it's not the Kraken, but still. The tentacle jolts back into the sea. The ship tips. Actually, I can't remember. Ford slips and Stan catches him, the two of them colliding into the railing. Ouch! Are you okay? The two flashing in the water violently. They're still flashing in the water, violent and angry. Freezing water splashes onto the deck and soaks them. Tentacles barrel into the ship until its friends to capsize. Ford grabs the wet deck and stands, grabbing Stan's hand to help him up. Breathlessly, they share a nod. As the anomaly flashes and attacks the ship, the twins fight back with equal force. Ford slashes with his spear, and Stan punches at any limps that come his way. There's an opening. It's like, I already have the box. The anomaly rises from the water, tentacles dragging around something squirming and wiggling. Something alive. It's too dark to see what it is. Now! Ford throws the spear. The anomaly lifts the straggling mass in its grip, but white as it opens its mouth, the spear pierces through the tentacles. It screeches and jolts. The spear flies into the ocean. Ford, you just lost your spear. And with the hissing, gargled cry, the anomaly throws at something onto the deck. It dies away, leaving a trail of violent waves that keep the boat rocking. Thud. And there's a scream. A human-like one. One that didn't come from Stan or Ford. The bars look at one another, eyes wide. I'm not hearing things, am I? Ford spins around, searching for the source of the scream. Hello? There's blood smeared on the deck. Together they follow the trail to the large puddle of netting. Whatever the anomaly threw on deck was straggling its body hidden beneath the nets. There's a there's a glimpse of a large-scale tail, a strong fin, sharp, webbed fingers that grasp the deck. Ford grabs Stan's wrist and makes them stop, keeping a few feet away from the movement. I'm an anomaly too because I'm a mermaid. Hold on. And then, finally, the hand branches through the mass. Your hand. Stanley? Ford's eyes twinkle with a newfound excitement. He puts a hand over Stan's chest when he steps forward. The anomaly wasn't attacking the ship. It was fighting something. You coughed and splinter on the cold deck, gill sucking it shut in place for human lungs that haven't been used in a while. Your tail gives one last flash before spitting into legs. When your head pokes through the nets, the rest of your body hidden. Stan jumps back. Ford stares in wonder. What the heck? I'm the Little Mermaid. Fascinating. Ford rushes into the cabin and returns with a lantern, drawing the light source over your figure. You can't help but flinch, expecting another attack. Everything looks normal, human. Human skin, human eyes. You don't think they saw your previous form. You squint, lifting a now human hand, shielding your face with pain flares for you at the gesture. Ouch! Your shoulders gleam, red with blood. In the midst of the fight, Ford's spear tore a large splash through the muscle. The pain hadn't fully registered when everything happened, and now that you had time to breathe, it's excruciating. Crap! Ford, you hurt a person. A human wouldn't have survived in these waters. Ford's eyes widen realization, but the look is short-lived. You cry out when you see the wound, trying to apply pressure with a hand, but you're tangled in the netting, stuck, weighed down, and weak. The bars share a nod, and they move forward. As their hands grasp the nets, you draw away, heart hammering in your chest. Whoa, hey, we're here to help. Stan pulls his hands away from the nets and sprays them open. His eyes wide, earnest, Ford follows suit, but his eyes study you, absorbed. When your shoulders pound with pain, you suck in a breath and nod, screwing your eyes shut. The bars untangle your form from the mess. When they realize your naked state, they turn their eyes away. Stan, get some clean water and a rag. Stan nods and rushes into the cabin. He returns with the items as well as a blanket. He drapes it over your cold body as Ford kneels before you, setting the lantern aside. He grabs the water and rag from Stan, pours the water over your shoulder, and presses the rag firmly into the wound. You cry out and carry out with a jolt. Ford pulls his hand away. Keep pressure. Can you understand me? Geez, Ford, be a little gentler. We don't know what we're dealing with yet. Might want to cover your ears. Stan blinks. Oh, siren. That's what they're thinking. You think they're a siren? Ford with the lantern hums, the light highlighting his features. He's studying you, and all can do is keep pressure on your shoulder. But it's nice having a moment to breathe, especially after you focus on the men before you instead. Ah, I love the art still. They're mirror images of each other. Their faces align with age. I mean, they're mirrors except for the fact that Ford has 6 fingers and Stan does not. Despite the situation, the bewilderment on their faces, their kindness in their eyes, you figure this is better than being chased after yet another monster in the sea. Maybe it was a good thing that creatures finally cut. Maybe it was a good thing that creature finally caught up to you. Ford's face is closed, his eyes pinned on you. Can you speak? Despite the warning he gave his brother, he's awfully reckless, sticking his face in places he doesn't know any better. You could have been like that monster just attacked. You could have been just like the monster that just attacked you. Your shoulder's killing you. You can't help but spit the words out through your teeth. Can't you see him in pain? Both brothers draw back, surprised, before understanding falls on their faces. They're right. Stan nudges Ford aside and kneels beside him, looking at you. Ford's still studying you, squinting. What's your name? Ryan. Ryan, got it? Got it. What are your pronouns? She, her. I'm Stan. This is my twin brother, Ford. You're not going to freak out if we try to help you, are you? You shake your head. Ford continues to eye you as you clench the blanket around your body. Letting Stan help you up. He gives Ford a look. A little help here? Ford clears his throat and helps Stan guide you to your feet that haven't been used in a while. The deck is cold and wet as you struggle to walk. Your teeth clatter as you shiver. We gotta get that wound checked. How are you not... Stanley? Ford flashes a look at you. Ford flashes a look at him. They blinker under their breath, but you're too tired to even listen. Your legs are adjusting to the task that is walking. Your feet and ankles making you stumble, relying on the help of the brothers to hold you up on either side. Eventually, they guide you to downstairs and below the ship, where what looks like a pocket of a library resides. I love his little library here. Aw, portrait of them and Maple and Dipper. Ford sets the lantern in his desk, littered with papers and curious oddities you can't even make out right now. Carefully, Stan sets you on the couch, draping another blanket over you. You got a towel, at some point, which he now pats dry along your face, your head. You're still shivering, but the warmth is slowly starting to welcome itself back into your limbs. Both of them stand near you in place of your place on the couch. Stan's face is etched with concern, or is that suspicion? Ford's face, on the other hand, is nothing but fascinated. He's being fascinated by us. You don't know which one is better yet. I'll help, they say in the same time. Okay, this time we're gonna let Ford help first, and then let Stan. The fascination in Ford's face draws you to him, unlike any reaction you have seen from a human before. I think last time I only think I did Stan's anyway. Your face searched his, speaking more than words can. It takes him a moment to register the look, his brows rising. Ford gives his brother a nod. Get me the first aid kit. Stan nods and rushes off, his footsteps echoing up the stairs. Are you keeping pressure? You nod. The rag pickling against your wound. The pain is constant, pulsing through you. It's like, you were the one that shot me with that. You need to be careful in the spear. And now you kind of lost it. So good riddance. Oh, jokes aside. Good. Keep it firm. You don't want to lose any more blood. He slides another drawer from his desk and pushes something into his ears. Earplugs. He thinks I'm siren still. You don't have to do that. Not to worry. Just a precaution. His eyes shine as he smiles. I invented these specially for a scenario like this. I'm still able to hear you, though. These will only block out certain wavelengths. Assist. Really, you don't have anything to worry about. You waver, studying the growing fascination in his gaze. I don't. You hold your tongue, struggling to find the right words. As kind as this man seems, you don't want to reveal too much. If anything, it's you I should be worried about. Ford approaches you with wide eyes, his chin tipped down at you, eyes searching. You've encountered humans before? And not in a good way? On instinct, you can't help but bore out. I am a human. Ford's eyes flash with curiosity. No. It's like, how did I turn into Mermaid, though? I need to know. Humans don't survive that long in sea, and I saw you prove his form briefly. You swallow. Fascination twists across Ford's face as he takes out his earplugs, eyes studying you. If it's any consolation, I'm here to help. He sets the earplugs aside and kneels before you, keeping a safe distance. I need to know more about me. Like, am I actually human? My brother and I were only here to discover anomalies in the Arctic. That includes helping the ones in harm's way. He motions for your shoulder, hidden beneath the bundle of blankets. I need to look at your wound, assess damage. Let him look. You lower the blankets and pull the rag away from your shoulder, still keeping the rest of your body covered. You wince a shiver, hands clutching around the bloody rag. Ford leans close, squinting at your wound. You bleed red, fascinating. He jumps up, grabbing something from his bookshelves, pressing something cold briefly against your shoulder. You chill away and look at him, catching a glimpse of what was a glass veil? You're trying to get my blood for samples. He caps it and sets it on the remaining space on the couch. What the? He just clutched into your blood? What was that for? For testing, of course. You send him a wild look. Testing? Yes. Forgive me if I'm not very trusting of your word, but I rather see for myself that you are what you say you are. He offers her to take a rag from your hand, and you hesitate, glancing at the veil. And then you study his face, the kind openness of his eyes. After a long, tense moment, you hand him the rag and glance away, angling your shoulder towards him. You wince as he presses it against your wound. Maybe I would have been better off with that monster. You mean the Nami? No, I mean monster. Krakenlands are monsters, all of them. Ford frowns, his face lighting up with curiosity. I knew it wasn't large enough to be a kraken. He fingers drum silently against your shoulder, pressing into the rag. You could tell he wants to jump up again and fetch something, but he stays. Noth- uh, nothing in the large, nothing is large enough to be a kraken. You don't even want to know what the real one is like. The stories I've heard, dread pulls to your gut, but Ford doesn't notice your discomfort. Stories from land. See, his face is closer. Have you seen the kraken? You lean away, footsteps thud from far off. Stan reappears in the doorway, first aid kit in hand. Sorry I took so long. I misplaced the damn thing. He studies the two of you. How's she holding up? He hands the kit to Ford and shares a look with him that you can't distinguish. Ford simply waves the reassuring hand. In pain, but doing well. I'll need to give her stitches. This. Yeesh. Stan watches you both for a moment, smiles and points towards the door. I'll be in the engine room. His eyes flicker at yours briefly. Right down the hall. Your eyes follow his figure as he leaves, footsteps fading away. A nearby door swings open and shuts. Ford upsets the kit, and your eyes trail back to him, finding his focus expression as he looks through the items. He gestures to your hand and presses the rag instead. Keep pressure for me. As you keep pressure on your wound, Ford neatly sets items aside on the remaining space on the couch. With a frown, he notes the lack of supplies. He moves a place behind his desk, sliding open a drawer, and pulls out a bottle. That name you said, crackling? So the Nami is related to the Kraken? Yeah, it's a son. It's related to the Kraken. It's offspring. Kneels before you again, eyes meeting yours. It's young, perhaps. Like a save. Probably doing. Yes. You nod, conflicted stirring in your chest. Yeah. It's not really ending, so I don't have to do it, but I just like want to save. Ford's eyes light up, and it was attacking you, or were you attacking it? He grabs a few cotton pads and soaks them in the alcohol, shifting closer to you. It's going to sting. He wipes the cotton along your shoulder, avoiding the open gash. Ouch! Pain stings for you violently, but you're grateful for the distraction. It's complicated. Complicated hell. Ford sets the cotton aside and pulls out a thin, curved needle from the kit, as well as some thread. It reminds you of the sailor's hooks and fishing net lines. I remember. It reminded us chase. The dark waters. Those sharp eyes zeroing in on you before the monster pounced. I will not get into it. Ford studies you, hoping his silence would coax you out another reply. When you say nothing, he nods towards the needle and thread. Very well. This will be the worst of it. I'll be quick. He disinfects the needle with the alcohol and scoots closer. He gestures for you to rest your back against the couch arm. Careful. Ford presses the needle into your skin, and you shout, clutching onto something. Ford startles and looks at you, her fingers digging into his arm. He sends you a apologetic look. I know it hurts. Try to keep still for me if you can. Breathe. The needle pricks again and again, and you exhale, screwing your eyes shut. Good, keep breathing, Lion. When the pain has gone on so long, it starts to numb. You really open your eyes. Okay. Watch him work. Carefully staying your head to see Ford's progress. The stitches are halfway done, neat and even. Ford's eyes are focused beneath his glasses, face shown close, and mouth drawn in concentrated line. Despite the pain, a comfortable feeling blossoms in your chest. Maybe you don't have to worry anymore. Your eyes trail to his steady hands, and you watch them, and you realize something. Slowly you lift your hand that was clutching Ford's arm, studying it, and holding it near his. He lifts his gaze and pauses for a moment. Your hands, they're different. Ford shifts and smiles, wiggles the fingers of one hand. Ah, yes, 6 fingers. It's a thing. It's a medical. It's a thing that actually happens. He resumes the stitching. It's a lot common in cats, apparently. He resumes his stitching, aware that you're watching him now. I was born with a genetic anomaly. It did help me fit in growing up, but it did lead me to discover the weirdness in our world. Weirdness like me. Weirdness or anomalies like you. His smile widens and you return the gesture, but it falters. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Your voice is soft. When Ford's eyes meet yours, you can't help but indulge his abhorring gaze. I am an outcast where I come from. My people, they do things I don't agree with. Before Ford can ask more questions, you nod towards his hands. Your fingers, though, they're not weird. They're cool. You could tell Ford wants to know more about you, especially after what you said, but he does his best to tame it. Thank you. But I don't see weird as something negative. I see it as something good. Different, but good. He smiles. My brother, he calls me Sixer because of them. He was always there for me when the kids at school would poke fun at my hands. You watch as he finishes the stitches with skilled knot. That's nice, having someone there for you. He gives a weird smile. It is. Ford sucks another cotton pad with alcohol and presses it against your salted wound, and you hiss in pain. That was the worst of it. Good job, Lion. He pulls out a roll of bandage and wraps it around your shoulders, quickly, efficiently. When he's done, the final product is smooth, effortless. There, all done. You can finally breathe in relief. As Ford watches you, your fingers go around the bandage, knowing the splotches of red are finally coming through. But your shoulders feel supported now. His work is clean. Thank you. You give him a grateful exhale and pull the blankets back around yourself. Well, thank you, Ford. Your eyes meet his, not just for bandaging me, but for being kind. Ford smiles. It's the least I can do. He zips up the medkit and stands, lingering, rubbing a hand along his chin. Just a moment. He sets the kit down and consults his bookshelf. He rummages behind a few books and pulls out a small drawstring pouch at the size of his palm. He holds it up to kneel before you again. This is a ruse spice from one of the Arctic underwater volcanoes. He hands it to you. Quite rare, So do use it in moderation, even in the blind, to bind your enemies. You study the pouch, running your fingers along its smooth surface. A hint of red powder smears your skin. How do I use this? Well, you won't always have my brother and I around to throw a spear at your attackers and accidentally hit you in the process. And I was staying with you. Sorry about that. So I figure you need something to defend yourself. He motions to the pouch. Just a pinch of the spice into your attacker's eyes, and they'll be burning for days. I'm gonna stop there. So this is an apology gift? Yes. Again, I'm sorry for being the one who wounded your shoulder. He looks at the pouch in your hands. Oh, and don't show Stan. I don't keep this stuff in the kitchen because he's wrecked his gut eating the whole pouch at once. He's like me with talkies. You laugh. Seriously? Seriously? Okay, I won't. Ford grins. He grabs the medkit, sending you a nod. I'll check on you in the morning. Get as much rest as you can, and don't agitate the wound. Good night, Wyan. You smile. Good night, Ford. With that, he exits the room, leaving you to yourself and the wound on your shoulder. Now that it's quiet, everything comes rushing back to you. The crackling, the chase. You could have died today, but by the weirdest turn of events, you were chased here to safety aboard the boat of two kind men. You pull the blankets closer to yourself and smile. Maybe you're glad that creature chased you here, of all places. Ending of Chapter 1, Chapter 2. It's coming soon. So let's go and go back to Stan. Stan, this time. Let Stan help. Your eyes search Stan's face, speaking more than words can. He raises brows at Ford, who, for a brief moment, hesitates. He gives Stan a look you can't understand. It only gives in when Stan mutters something and waves a hand. Very well, I'll get the first aid kit. First aid. You both watch him go, his footsteps echoing up the stairs. Carefully, Stan moves forward, sitting on the other end of the couch. And make sure you have plenty of space. You keep pressing on that wound. You're keeping pressing on the wound. You nod, your hands pressing against the rag for extra measure. You wince when pain flares for you and Stan grimaces. Look, I'm sorry about all this. We thought the Kraken thing was attacking us. The spear was meant for that thing. Honest. We had no idea you were in the middle of it. It makes you shiver to remember it. The monster pinning its eyes on you when you least suspect it. The first swipe, you shout, and then it chases you, desperate swimming, racing for the ocean when one's limbs curl around you, and well, here you are now. Stan shifts closer to you, and when your eyes flicker onto his, he sprays his hands in an open gesture. All I want to do is help you out. He nods to your shoulder for emphasis. Care to give me a look? Give him the rag. You waver for a moment, studying his open hands and slowly pulling the rag from your shoulders as you stuck in a breath. Oh, yeesh. Stan shifts on the floor as he kneels before you, peering at the wound. Not to freak you out or anything, but woof, that thing's deep. When flesh blood rises to the surface, he makes a noise and pulls the rag from your hand, pressing against your wound with more strength. You wince and turn your eyes away from your shoulder, and Stan sits up straighter. Hey, chin up. We're gonna patch you up like it's nothing. He studies your face, and when you meet his, he smiles. There's something in them that makes him feel open, kind. Why in, right? You nod. Starting to feel warm. The blanket's doing enough for you? You manage to smile, fingers curling in the blankets. Oh, but thanks. Stan gives you a laugh. Good, because I know how cold that water can get. He shivers with emphasis, because he's been in it. I fell overboard once trying to reel in an anomaly. I won, for the record. Good job, Stan. Good job. And Ford, poor guy wouldn't stop fussing over me, worried I'd die of shock from it. Can't blame him, though I might too. He huffs out a curt laugh. Probably a good thing you didn't have clothes on, actually. Wait, what? Oh yeah, because it actually, I don't know. Not in the weird way. Just that they'll be wet and you have to take them off so you don't risk freezing to death. Oh yeah, that's what it's thinking. Which, just in case, is a little odd you didn't have any. He studies your face. What did happen to them anyway? Tell a half-truth. As kind of Stan seems, it's never been a good idea to tell humans what you are. So we told Ford we are human, yet we're not. What am I? Am I a mermaid? Or a siren? The rare moments you spend in this form, you don't want to think about it too much. I know it's odd. You pull the blankets closer to yourself, but I didn't mean for any of this to happen. That monster, you saw glancing aside, was chasing me. It attacked me. Remember the dark waters, the flash of sharp eyes, the chase, and I tried to get away from it, but you glance at him. Someone like me can't stand a chance against a crackling. No human can. Instead, flashing in Stan's gaze, he hums. Well, my brother and I fought it off. Maybe you just need one of his spears next time. They'll clear your Kraken problem right up. Yeah, stab it. Next time. You don't think you can bear next time. Just the idea of it. The high lightness of it. You broke a brief starts to breath starts to fin. Stan notices, and he clears his throat, pulling you from your thoughts. I take it that you didn't get into fights like this often, then? Dot. I glance away, unable to get the image of the monster out of my head. When your fingers tighten in the blankets, Stan sends an apologetic look. I'll take that as a no. But hey, at least the guy's far gone now. Far gone, sure, for now. He's stuck in the shaky breath, and Stan sits up straighter. And if it comes back, my brother and I will knock him straight out for you. Without the whole, get your shoulder caught in the spear thing. I mean, the spear's gone, Stan. The spear's under the water. Probably. Unless it's floating out. But probably drifting away if it's floating. He sends you a sheepish smile. It's dark out, so it'd be hard to find. Speaking of, Ford should be back with the kit soon. I don't remember where I put it last. After a moment, footsteps thud from far, and Ford appears in the doorway with the first aid kit in hand. So where was it? His eyes his eyes were curious, riddled with caution. Everything going all right? Stan takes the kid and nods. Yeah, I mean, sorta. You and your spear shreds YN to bits, Stanley. He flickers his eyes towards you, as if telling Stan to tone it down. What? It's the truth. Stan sets the kid on the couch next to you and waves a dismissive hand, his arm still firm on the rag against your shoulder. And she's just telling me about the monster that attacked us. Ford brows waves, and the fascination again reunited. The Nami, you mean? Yeah, but I'll tell you about it later. Don't want YN to bleed out on my good name. What does she know? Out with you, Sixer? Out with you, Sixer, come on. Ford opens his mouth to argue, turns his eyes to you, then back to Stan, who gives him a look. He sighs, leaning forward to his spur, and mutters something in his ear. I'll tell you later. You swear you could hear him muttering something along the lines of be careful before he disappears again. When his footsteps fade away, Stan sends you an apologetic smile. Sorry about him. He unzips the medkit with his hand and rummages through it, tossing items 2 and 4. Gets a little eccentric, overprotective. Oh, he's a total nerd. But when it comes to some of the stuff we encounter at sea, he glances at you, and you know what I mean. It can be hard to trust people out there when most of the things we come across are things trying to eat us. You shudder at the thought of it. Yeah. Stan curses his breath, and you glance at him. Find the insides of the medkit, a mess on the couch. We're low on everything. He gestures towards the rag. Keep pressure on it, pressure for me, will ya? I need to get something. Your fingers twitch as he holds you down. You hold down the rag, watching as he stands and rummages through the bookshelves. Then the desk. So this crackling, whatever. Its mom isn't gonna come out and attack us now that we hurt her kid, is it? You shake her head in earnest. No, it doesn't work like that. It's just a monster. Well, that's good news for us at least. It slides open the drawer, rummaging a bit more, and makes a satisfied noise. There we go. That's the good stuff. He comes back with a glass bottle, and grins, the liquid inside a rich amber. Oh, yep, I know what he's gonna do. He shakes it and you meet his eyes. I remember last time. This'll do the job. He kneels before you, pulls the fresh rag, and soaks it in the alcohol. Some of the liquid slide down his fingers. You see the sailors with bottles like that before, but they usually drink from them. Your brows furrow. What's that for? This'll disinfect the wound. He sets the bottle aside and holds the wet rag. Normally I pour it over your shoulder, but the last time I did that with one of my energies, Ford freaked out, said I could have gone into shock doing it. He says that a lot, if you haven't noticed. Yeah, he's the worrywart. He gives a fond laugh, then sound makes you feel comfortable. Oh, and don't tell him I'm using his whiskey for this, yeah? You nod, and he brings the rag closer. Really? Ready? It's gonna sting. Before you could nod again, he presses it against the gash and wipes around it, making you jolt. Ouch! You got it. Just keep breathing. Stan sets the rag aside and rushes through the kit, squinting at a couple of them before deciding on a thin, curved needle and some thread. It reminds you of a sailor's hook and fishing lines. Okay, now for the worst part. He sets the item aside, grabbing the bottle from the floor, and takes a swig from the content with a content sigh. Wipes the top of the bottle and licks his lips, angling it towards you. Need a drink? It helps. It helps stress me. Something's offer. He brows her eyes. Yeah, actually, it's gonna be more painful than the sting. You set the bottle with your unwounded arm and take a swig. The burn is a distraction from the pain. Warmth pulls your belly. You sigh, handing it back to him. It tastes awful. Stan makes an unmused sound. Helps, right? Yeah, thank you. He watches he takes another swig, sets the bottle aside, and readies the needle and thread. His eyes meet yours and holds the item up to your shoulder. This is gonna suck, but trust me, I'm an expert in this stuff. Countdown from free to for me. You hesitate. Stan starts for you. 3, 2. Stan slides the needle into your shoulder as soon as you speak, and you shout, clutching onto something. Stan can't help but laugh as your hand curls into his shoulder. Ah, I get them every time. The needle plays again, and your knuckles widen over Stan's shoulder, breath coming in the short puffs through the clenched teeth. I know, Stan starts muttering at one point, his eyes narrowing in concentration. Breathe, Ryan. We're almost done. Watch him work. Carefully, you staying your head to see Stan's progress. The stitches are halfway done, somewhat uneven, but still strong. Slowly working to sew the gash in your shoulder. Back together. When you wince at the sight, Stan glances at you, his face close. Better look away if you're queasy, Toots. You shook your head. No, I'm fine. Stan shrugs, continuing to sew on your shoulder, his hands careful with each new stitch. So where are you from anyway? Can't have been far from the nearest port. Is about a day away now. He wavered at the question for a moment, hoping Stan will fill the silence. Maybe we could drop you off. We were gonna get supplies at the nearest village anyway, but a detour wouldn't hurt. Wavered again, studying his face. I don't think you know the place. With Ford's navigation systems, we can find any place, especially the unknown ones. He meets your eyes now, just a few stitches away from the completion. Well, be honest. You sigh. It's far away. Stan raises a brow. To be honest, I haven't been home in a while. Ah, Stan studies your face, his mouth twisting. Trouble back home there? You shrug. I've been traveling on my own for a while. So, well, I appreciate the gesture. I don't have a place to return to right now. Stan's face morphs into understanding. Hey, I get it. Family can get tough sometimes. He can't help but nod, but he don't say anything else. You don't want to get yourself you don't want to give yourself away. Whatever you're looking for out there, though, I hope you find it. You take in his features when he says this. Your chest tightening. You manage to smile. Thanks. With a gentle tug, Stan finishes the knot in the stitches and cuts the thread. He gives a triumphant smile. There we go, the worst part is over. He grabs the roll of bandages, wrapping it around your wound and sliding a hand along it to make sure it's in place. Now we're all done. Good job, Ryan. Took it like a champ. I do like that he made sure it's like that's necessary, so we probably won't tear the stitches. You give it a grateful sigh and relax into the couch, the fatigue starting to catch up to you. How are you feeling now? Better. You give him a strange smile. A little better. The drink helped. Stan smiles, though there's still concern. There's a concern in his eyes. That's good. I'll keep the bottle nearby if you need another drink. Just don't down the whole thing. It'll do you more work. Do you more. You'll do more worse than good with your wound. You nod. He stuffs everything back into the medkit, standing. Hold on, I'll be back. His footsteps echo through the halls as he leaves the study. After a long moment, those footsteps sound again. Here. He hands you a brief bundle of clothes, and what is that in his hands? Aw, so cute. It's Mabel's. It's stuffed animal, white with a horn on its forehead and rainbow hair. Despite your brief moments on land, you never seen this creature before. The change of clothes, hope you don't mind. They're mine. And, well, I don't know how you feel about unicorns, but since you had such a rough night, I thought it might cheer you up. Keep you company. When you stare at him, his face warns a shred with uncertainty. My grandniece, Maple, she used to be a sucker for unicorns back before they betrayed her. Long story. Okay, wait, I don't remember that, Gravity Falls. Anyways, they made her happy. You gotta admit, looking at this makes you happy, you know? It's cute. You glance at him, offering your hand towards the flesh. His eyes light up as he hands it to you. It really does. You run your thumb along the soft flesh, the gesture giving you a warm feeling. Thank you, Stan. This is really cute. Stan grins. Of course, you might have gotten here by unfortunate circumstances. When you're on the ship, you're our guest. Our guest. Be our guest. He winks at you. Let me know if you need anything, okay? You smile, widens, and you nod. Stan's grin warms when you pull the unicorn flesh over to you. Closer to you. I'll check on you tomorrow morning. Good night, YN. Good night, Stan. You watch him leave as his steps fade away, and you relax on the couch with a sigh. Looking up at the ceiling, everything comes clashing back to you. The crackling, the chase. You could have died today, but by the weirdest turn of events, you were chased here to safety aboard the board the boat of two kind men. You pulled the unicorn flesh closer to you and smile. Maybe you are glad the creature chased you here of all places. In chapter 1. So that was Sailing with Stans, the updated version of chapter 1. If you want my content, please subscribe, like the help button, comment down below. See you guys next time.